What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most popular heated vests that are available on the market today through Amazon. This is the Ororo heated vest. Now, before picking up this vest, I have looked at multiple manufacturers, and I do feel like this vest offers some advantages over some of the various options that are available, but it also has some disadvantages. So I kind of want to talk about all of that in this video. I want to talk about how you're going to use this coat, and then just give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions. Now, obviously for me, I picked this coat up specifically for hunting. I do a lot of late season sits, and I was looking for ways to obviously stay warmer out in the stand, which is going to increase the amount of time that I'm out in the woods and hopefully increase my chances at harvesting a deer. So this year I decided to go ahead, bite the bullet, and try out one of these heated vests. Now, keep in mind there are two different Ororo vests available. If you are going to buy one, definitely spend the extra money to get the upgraded battery pack. I made the mistake of buying the $150 vest, which does not come with the better battery, and I was not very impressed with the runtime. I did exchange that vest out, and like I said, spent the additional $20 to get the upgraded battery pack. I'll put a link in the description below, which will take you directly to Amazon to ensure that you buy the right one if this is the vest that you guys want to go with. So the other big benefit of this coat was the fit, and then also the quality of material. Keep in mind, I did go with a size medium. I typically would wear a large in a shirt, hoodie, or jacket, but being that I was planning on putting layers over this, I wanted it to stay snug. I'm actually glad that I did go with a medium, because if I wanted to wear this as an outer layer, I definitely could. Their sizing is a little funny because obviously it is an international manufacturer, so just make sure that you pay attention to the sizing charts published on Amazon to ensure that you're getting the proper fit. Now, the next thing that I really like about this coat, and this goes along with any type of puffy jacket or puffy vest, is just the packability of these things. They compress down really small, so you can throw it into a backpack. It's not going to take up a ton of space. It's going to allow you to carry some of your other heavy layers and some of your other gear that you need out on your hunt. Another big benefit, which really led me down the path of picking this vest up, is the multiple different heating zones. This vest actually has 3 different heating elements. So you have one in the pockets, you have one that runs along the collar, and then directly in the center of your back. Whereas if you start to look at some of the other manufacturers that are available, which you will spend more money on, they actually only offer 2 different heating zones, typically on your chest and then on your back. So like I said, you do get an additional one with the Ororo vest. And then also a really nice benefit is that the battery pocket where you put this in to plug it in to the vest actually has a zip enclosure. So if you're keeping this in your vest and not utilizing it, you don't have to worry about accidentally losing the battery, which is definitely a nice little feature. And then lastly, the battery pack itself doubles as an external battery. So there is actually a USB-C cord built into this. So if you have a USB-C compatible phone and it dies on you out in the woods, you can use this to recharge that device if need be. Now, as far as like the disadvantages, the first thing that I would call out is the color of this coat. This coat is actually, or this vest is actually only offered in black. I would much rather have like an earth tone color specifically for hunting. For me, it doesn't have to be camo, but definitely prefer, like I said, earth tones. Being that this jacket is designed more for everyday use, hiking, going to your kids' sports games outside, or just, like I said, everyday wear, you're not getting that earth tone color. And then the second thing is obviously the material. This is very standard. If you've ran puffy coats before in the past that are designed for everyday use, you know that this synthetic material, anytime you brush up against it, it's just super loud. But for me, that wasn't a huge deal because, like I said, I do plan on putting layers over top of this. I've ran other puffy vests before in the past, and like I said, putting a layer over it does drastically reduce the noise. You're not going to get busted if you had a deer within 10 feet of you and you move to grab your bow or move to change spots, because, like I said, that extra layer will dampen that sound. Now, if you're going to wear this as an outer layer, then this might not be the vest for you, because then obviously you will get that noise noise. Now, some of the other disadvantages is just the size of the battery. I do feel like they probably could have went with a smaller battery, and this is probably a double-bladed sword because I wanted the upgraded battery, I wanted more runtime, I wanted more heat. Obviously, you're going to need a bigger battery, but I do feel like they probably could have made it a little bit smaller and a little bit less weight. And then lastly, they kind of pigeonhole you to go with their battery or a battery specifically designed for heated vest. You would not be able to grab like an external battery pack and use it on the vest without using some type of adapter. You do have to buy, like I said, either their battery or a battery specifically designed for heated vest to get the proper plug. But other than that, let's kind of shift over and I'll walk you guys through how to actually use the vest. And this is very straightforward, very user friendly. The one thing that I will point out is they do not recommend that you put the battery or plug the battery into the coat if you're not planning on using this for an extended period of time. So what I'll do is make sure that this is charged up the night before I go hunting, and I'll put it in the pocket and zip it closed without plugging it in. And again, that's just going to ensure that I don't misplace or lose the battery. And then when I get to my tree stand, I'll go ahead, plug it in, zip it closed, and then put the jacket on with the rest of my layers. As far as turning it on goes, you're going to have 3 different settings. You're going to have a high, medium, and low. When you turn the coat on, you're going to hold the button for 5 seconds, and it's going to put the vest into a preheat mode. Now, I will say immediately once the vest turns on, you're going to start to feel heat. And what I like about putting layers over top of it is it really helps kind of lock that heat in. But after it goes through its preheat, it's going to automatically default to the medium setting, which gives you like a white light on the coat. That's going to give you roughly about 7.5 hours of runtime. If you were to hit it again, it'll shift it to the lowest setting, which is going to light up blue, and then you're going to get roughly about 13.5 hours runtime. The highest setting, you're going to click the button one more time. The coat is going to light up red, or the button is going to light up red, and then you're going to get roughly about 4 hours of runtime. And then if you want to shut it off, you just basically hold the button down for 5 seconds and it'll shut the coat off completely. So definitely, like I said, very easy to use. For me, if I'm using this jacket, I'm obviously taking a look at how long I'm planning on being out in the woods. Primarily, I'm running the jacket on the medium setting. I've yet to try it on the lowest setting, but I will say the last time that I was out, I was only planning on doing a morning sit. I got to the stand at roughly about 6, got set up about 6:30, went till about 7:30, and then I turned the jacket on and ran it on high from 7:30 all the way until roughly about 11:30, 11:45. And when I got home, I still had 2 bars of battery left. So like I said, very impressed with the overall performance of the upgraded battery. The original one probably would have died long before I actually got out of the stand. But overall thoughts and opinions, I definitely don't feel like you can go wrong. I mean, if you can look past the color, you can look past the fabric, I definitely feel like this jacket is a steal. You definitely feel the warmth once it's on, like I said, especially with a layer over top. It really helps kind of lock in that heat, and it's made some of these late season sits a lot more comfortable. If I look at like previous years where I was not running a heated type of vest. So that's going to be it for this video. Any other questions, leave me a comment below, reach out to me directly on Instagram. I'm always happy to help. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Your guys' support greatly helps us out, keeps us doing what we're doing. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you guys on the next one.